Hey, welcome all of our cell well-being colleagues. It's just an incredible joy to be with you during this holiday season. We hope that the season is filled with abundance and joy with you and your family. It's pretty natural this time of year that we all think back on the last year and think about what we've accomplished. And Julie and I are just really grateful to say that because of all your hard work, the volumes this year over last year are up about 30%, well, actually a little more than 30%, which is fantastic. But even more impressive and even more amazing is that the number of providers that we've added in this last year have been almost 100. And it's almost all due to your efforts and referring your friends in the industries that you work in. So we're just very grateful, very thankful. We're just excited that you believe in together what we're all trying to accomplish. And I'm sure next year you'll do even better. So we thought it might be a little bit fun and maybe a little motivating to hear from one of your friends and provider colleagues. You're looking at Katie. This is Katie Decker. Katie resides in beautiful Utah. And like most of
Yes.
you, she's a mom. She's got those 3 girls at home. And Katie bought her S Drive in August of 2021. So she's had
One,
the S
yeah,
Drive for 2 years and 3 months or so.
yeah,
And it's almost shocking that little Katie here has done almost 1,400 scans in that
yeah,
2 years and 3 months. What's hard to believe is that of those 1,400 scans, about half of them were face to face working with her S Drive, and about half of them were using a postal system where she has just had lights out success. So, Katie, thank you for your hard work, for your brilliance. Thank you for impacting so many lives. And we're just
yeah,
going to ask you a few simple questions that'll give all the people listening a little insight into who you are and how you go about what you do and kind of what your ambitions are for the future. So with that,
yeah,
just give everybody a little bit of background as what your skill set is from the past, how you've evolved your set of services, and how you've
yeah,
tried to introduce and integrate into that set of services you're offering with cell well-being. Thank you.
yeah, of course. So my name is Katie. Like Steve said, I live in St. George, Utah. Moved here because my husband grew up here. So we ended up here, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Where I grew up in a very medical household. My mom was a NICU nurse. My dad did search and rescue. He was life flight trained, EMT. So I grew up very fascinated in the body. My parents always named the correct muscle or bone or all of that within the body. So I had a good knowledge of what the body consisted of. And then moving through into early adulthood, I was an athlete. I actually went on to be an All-American high jumper at a Division I college. And through that, learned how to push my body physically, also how to give my body the nutrition that it needed to perform at that high level. And then suffered some injuries. I blew my ACL. So coming back from that, learning how the body heals and how fascinating the body is. I married my college sweetheart and we moved into building our family. And then any woman can attest the next level education that you get in your body when you grow and birth and help a baby thrive through breastfeeding, it just takes everything to another level. Had some health struggles in there along the way. And just started really looking at different avenues to help my body heal through a series of life events. Me and my husband actually opened up a substance abuse treatment center where we worked with addicts. I specifically was working with the loved ones of addicts in helping them untangle their codependency with their addicted loved one. I wrote a 100-page workbook to guide people through that process. And I actually moved that coaching program online when COVID hit. So I became very adept to working with people on Zoom in like individual and small group settings. I went on to become life coach certified and then got my yoga certification, which then pulls together all the pieces, right? Like my big goal is to help people heal mind, body, and soul. I have then since gotten my integrative health practitioner certification. And so all of these pieces kind of were already in place by the time hair analysis found me. But once the hair analysis tool came into my toolkit, it just gave it that tangible, real life, black and white guide to help people to heal mind, body, and soul. And it is my favorite thing. I'm so passionate about it.
Well, it shows. So particularly with your clients that you're interacting with in this mind, body, and soul mentality, how do you
Yeah.
message the cell well-being technology, and how do you frame for them the value proposition that comes from doing a hair scan?
Um, so like you mentioned, I've done about like half in person and half online. Um, and when it comes to the mind, body, and soul connection, you have to look at the report and kind of decipher where those fall in, right? Obviously, if someone pulls adrenal system, you're going to talk to them about stress management, about nervous system regulation, about maybe incorporating some breath work and yoga. You know, there's certain indicators that you'll see through the whole report that you can pull more of those pieces in. Talk to people about healing their past trauma. If emotions show up on their report, we know that they're not allowing themselves to really feel emotion and process emotion correctly. So there's a lot of ways that I can pull it in and incorporate it into the report. And I think that how people have realized that it's such a valuable tool is really word of mouth. I haven't paid for any marketing or advertising. I think that people really want to be heard and seen and valued, and they've been brushed off by other um, people that they've sought help with through the medical industry or whatever. And when they get with me, like I'm a connector. I want to connect with people. I want to sit and cry with you with what you've been through. I want to give you the tools that you need to help to heal mind, body, and soul. So when you have that connection with people and they feel like you're authentic, they end up being more vulnerable and they can share with you, and you can then have that like full spectrum of how to help them.
And so they sense that authenticity, and with that becomes a level of trust
Yeah. Yeah.
that just say, okay, Katie, if you think this is good, let's do it.
Yeah. I think people do trust me. And a big piece of that is that I walk the walk, right? Like I'm not just some practitioner that claims that she has all the answers and is just going to sit up high and tell everyone what to do. I'm in the trenches. Um, I do have a small website, but the majority of how I run my business is through Instagram. And I have shared some really hard things that I've gone through emotionally and spiritually and physically on that platform. And it makes people feel like she's in it with me. Like when I've pulled a parasite on my own hair analysis, I've gone through different parasite protocols and like shown the process of that. And so I think people feel connected.
Awesome. So you have somehow figured out a magic key and leveraging the postal system. So how did all that come about where you've been able to do 700 postal kits? And the program only started in December of 21, so it's just 2 years. That's amazing.
Yeah.
How have you done that?
Yeah. So again, I think it comes back to word of mouth, right? Like someone gets a hair analysis with me, whether that was in person where that started, and then they're like, oh, I have a sister in Nashville who would absolutely love this. And then we go to the sister in Nashville, and then she connects with me and sees amazing results. And then she's like, oh, well, I have a brother in, or a father-in-law that's in Chicago. And then it just kind of like grows from there. I think that, like I said, when people feel connected to you and they feel valued and seen and heard by you, and then when you lay out a protocol for them that works and they start healing and feeling better, they're going to want to tell everyone about it. And so a lot of it has just been through those connections. Obviously, Instagram is a great place to promote sharing. It is like a free market space. So a lot of people have come to me and gotten a hair analysis, and then they have felt inclined to share about it on social. And then that gets in front of their following and their audience and piques interest for them. And then it just kind of builds from there.
So are you purposeful about asking for referrals from everybody that you do at Postal, either sharing through their social or friends and loved ones?
I haven't done any of that. I I know.
The marketing
I
people are going crazy.
I
Of
know.
course you do that.
Everyone wants there to be this magic key that's like, oh, if you offer them a $25 kickback on Venmo for sharing on social, like it's going to grow your business. But I feel honestly, you wanted me to be honest, I feel like that takes away the authenticity of it.
Mm.
I want people to share if they feel like what I've done is help them, and I want them to share on their own accord. Otherwise, it's going to come off as scripted. It's going to come off as them feeling obligated. And so I think that, I mean, honestly, the what I do has really been rooted in connection and authenticity and honesty.
Fantastic.
I wish there was some magic formula, but
Well, the magic formula is authenticity.
yeah.
So with all the success and being a mom and being, a wife to your beautiful husband and a high school sweetheart, I know you're still extremely ambitious with your goals
Yeah.
for the next few years. So even though you're at a high level now, what are your dreams and aspirations for the next few years using your platform as well as the technology?
Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen the last 2.5 years, this is not slowing down. People are extremely interested in being empowered by the information that the hair analysis gives them. I think we all definitely saw a shift during COVID that people were like, wait a minute, I want to know more. I want to have the insight. And so I only see it growing. I actually the beginning of last November started a wait list. And I'm still, I mean, I thought I would get caught up with that, but I am adding people to my wait list as probably faster than I'm taking them off. I do like to spend at least an hour and a half with each client, like really diving in and explaining the whole report and giving them that education. So my business, how I see it growing, I've actually recently brought on an assistant who's helping me with a lot of back office things that's freeing me up to be able to get more FaceTime with clients. And I'm just working through my wait list as fast as I possibly can. But like I said, I don't necessarily have a plan for growth. I have a plan for sustaining because I still have that wait list that I'm trying to work through to get all these people the report that they are interested in and want to know about their health.
I think you've shared that you've got a clinic or something in your community, maybe that you're thinking of partnering with as well. Does that give you a
Yeah.
little bit of scale or a little bit of more bandwidth or no?
I've talked about options with a couple of different clinics, right? There is a compounding pharmacy that was really interested in the technology. So we were trying to work out like if we could refer back and forth or those types of things. I would absolutely love one day to open up a wellness center that incorporated, like cold immersion. I'm a big fan of cold plunging, red
Yeah.
light saunas. We could do some brain mapping and some thought work, also provide the hair analysis, these different modalities that people could come and have like the options to be able to pull more of these into their routine.
Well, again,
That would be
Katie, we
fantastic.
we wanted to keep this relatively light and short. So thank you. Thank you for your smile. Thank you for your tenacity, competitiveness, and just hopefully it brings you great joy to know these amazing amount of families that you are serving
Mhm.
and improving. That's what it's all about. And
Yeah.
we'll just say in conclusion to all of our self-well-being colleagues that we appreciate, like what Katie's done, all your efforts, because it is about improving lives and making contribution and people's spirit and their mind, their soul, all of it. So may everybody again have
And
a
if you
blessed
show up
holiday.
passionate
I'm
about
sorry.
it,
Go
if
ahead.
you show up passionate about it and you come off as trustworthy and authentic, like your clientele is going to grow.
Uh, so spoken from the Oracle. So anyway, everybody have a blessed holiday season and let's look forward to a fantastic 2024. God bless.